Happy Waffle Day! That's right, I said it. It is the day to celebrate waffles. And I started my day off today with cinnamon rolls. I'm just a bad waffle lover. But hey, whether you like waffles or not, today is Thursday the 24th of August, 2017. I am Caleb Graham and this is The Mix. Now today is actually the first day that I am trying out something new. I am not only doing this as an audio podcast on Anchor, I'm also doing this as a video podcast on YouTube. So I'm kind of doing one for one or the other, both. I don't even really know what I was trying to say just now, but hey, I'm doing both because I love both formats. I love video, I love audio. So why not just do both at the same time? So basically what you're hearing right now is the audio from the video version of The Mix, which will be on my YouTube as well as on Anchor and iTunes and Google Play Music and my website and just all the places. We're going to get to more on that later on, but before that I have some other things to talk about. Now, it's actually really funny that I've talked about her so much because I'm actually not the world's biggest Taylor Swift fan out there or anything, but literally social media is in an uproar about what she is doing. We had, the removal of all of her posts on social media. Then we had the removal of everything on her website. It was black for a few days. Now we have gotten, in the form of 3 videos, a snake, which really seems like a very unhappy snake based on the clip that we got yesterday when we finally got the face of the snake. It had red eyes, it was like snapping at the camera, and just did not look very happy at all. Then we finally got the announcement that we have all been waiting for, or at least a big chunk of the world, when Swift announced that her new album, Reputation, will drop on November 10th. But that's not all. We are also getting a brand new single from Taylor Swift tonight. Oh, that's right. We will see the newly invented singer, we'll see what the newly invented singer has come up with to send her fans into seizures and hyperventilating episodes tonight when we get that new tune that will most likely break the internet, because I'm sure that's what she's trying to do. So stay tuned right here to The Mix and we will give you more as it comes available. And we're back. So I shifted a little bit because I realized that I was a little too far away from my microphone and it sounded like I was kind of in a tunnel or something. It was really strange. So I moved a little bit. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see I'm sitting in a different position now. I'm going to have to get a chair or something for in here because I don't like the way I'm currently positioned. It's very odd. Anyway, I'm sitting on my leg and then, it's weird. Anyway, if you have ever watched, well, let me go back. I currently have a beard. As you can see, it's something different for me. It's new. I have not tried to sport facial hair before. Because I wasn't able to at work previously. Now I am. And so it's funny because I was watching on my time hop today, there was a video that I posted a couple of years ago called GOTV Through the Years, which at the time that I made it, that was the name of my website, was GOTV. And I was laughing because you could see all the different hairstyles that I have had over the past I think it's like 8 years now that I've been doing my video blogs and podcasts and stuff on my website and everything. So I can add this now to the many looks that I have had over the past 8 years, which if you're interested to see, you can go over to my website and find that article with that video because it's very funny. Anyway, getting into that, I would like to talk about a little bit what I'm doing now with my social media. Now, this is my 3rd week on Anchor, which means it is also the 3rd week of the audio version of my show, The Mix, which is now an audio podcast and a video podcast on YouTube, starting today. It has been really a lot of fun so far. I have learned a lot about podcasting. I've also learned a lot about Anchor itself. It is really, it's fun, to connect with people and learn more about social media from, so many people, personalities like Eileen from over at Eileen Speaks, or Kathy over at WP Barista, sorry. Dr. Dan over at Anchor Talk also has so much useful information just on, Anchor and using that itself as a platform. And there are so many amazing stations as well to dive into for great content. One of the many reasons that I started this podcast was just because I want to learn. I want to try different things, see what works, what doesn't. And obviously I want to have a lot of fun in the process. That's why I call it The Mix. I like variety. I like to talk about and learn about so many different things. And there's no way that I could have given this podcast any other title. Nothing else would have worked. So this too has kind of what led me to want to be a journalist, a love of learning and talking about things and talking to people, trying to build a presence on social media as a journalist means spending a lot of time doing so. Time is very precious to me. I must, keyword must, work full-time, sometimes 6 days a week, to provide for myself while I am both in school or trying to get back in school and pursuing a career change as well. So having said that, the format of The Mix will probably change. I will experiment with it often to kind of see what works best, what doesn't work. The first 2 weeks I did an episode over on Anchor every day. I learned quickly that was not within my means. I want my shows to be done well. And as a professional, I want my episodes to be done well and as professional as I know how. My words get jumbled up in my head sometimes. This means spending time researching, writing, finding great content to talk about. I have ranged, from 2 to 4 hours every day I've spent on just a 20 to 30 minute episode. And that's a lot of time, especially when I'm working, 8 to 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. But I love doing it, and it feels like the time flies by when I actually am producing this content, but it's hard to find that much time every day. So, having said that, in order to be able to get the most out of the time, I will now be doing The Mix on Monday, on Wednesday, and on Friday. Now, this will allow me to be a little bit more invested in each individual show and podcast, especially now that I'm doing it audio and video. But then on the other days of the week, that gives me time to spend with the community aspect. It's thriving on Anchor. The community aspect is amazing over there. And I love it. I love that. So I'm connecting, I'm learning, like I said, in a way that I never have learned before on social media. So being able to utilize that community is very important, especially when you're trying to build a presence on social media. Like I said, this format will probably change again and again and again in the coming weeks. So I appreciate any and all feedback. I want to learn new ways of doing things and experiment with different things with social media while having a blast. And, all the same time building my life as a journalist as well. So, because like I often say, it is always fun to add something new to the mix. Well, that just about does it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that more than I probably could ever find words to say. This was the first day experimenting doing video and audio from the same source, so that's very exciting. I appreciate everyone who is watching on YouTube. I appreciate everyone who is listening on Anchor. And this will be something that'll be really fun to try doing both ways. I'd love some feedback, so if you want to, please leave some comments on the video or call in on Anchor. If you don't use Anchor, it is fantastic. I definitely would recommend it. You can start by finding my station and favoriting it, anchor.fm/Caleb Graham. And then everything else, if you'd like to get in touch with me, you can find at my website. That's the best way to get in touch with me. It is calebgrahamtv.com. I love when people get involved. So if you want to jump into the mix, I would love it so much. Oh my gosh, I would love it because I love having people involved. I would love to have a co-host. It's possible, even with video. You know, even if we don't live in the same place, it could still do it. I'd love to have people on and to talk to. If you want an interview, let me know. We can do that too on Anchor. It's so much fun. There's so much stuff that you can do to get involved. So please reach out to me with any kind of feedback if you're interested in joining me for anything at all. I would love it so much. Everyone have a wonderful Thursday. Thank you again for tuning in. We will be back over on Anchor for the after show called After the Mix right after this, as I am excited to hear this Taylor Swift single whenever it happens. We're gonna find out later on tonight. So until then, I will see you next time. Add something new to the mix.